Hi everybody, this is Judy Parcell, and as I promised, I am going to give you a lesson in how to make a stick figure into a fairy. So you can see that stick figures play a valuable role. I did a complete composition. I'm using Zendoodle. I bent her shape, the shape of her face out a little bit. I made it oval instead of round because why not? And I gave her kind of cartoony hands because fairies supposedly aren't real. You notice I said supposedly. So I'm going to begin with showing you where I put the stick figure in. And this might be beneath you, but you can see I put two little stick legs attached to a stick that was running up this way. I made an oval, and I put a stick in this direction and a stick in this direction. And I just added the wings. You know, we talked about putting veins and wings, so you know how to do this. And all of this is Zendoodle. And then right in the middle, I just suggested a nose and a happy face. The flowers, you know about, I did a stick and then I filled it out a little bit and I made a circle at the top where I wanted to position my flowers. And then I went in with the north, south, east, west and built up on that. And then these were just simply lines and made all kinds of leaves for it to fill it out. To give it something for a composition. I didn't want to get too elaborate here, but just a simple composition. So let's get started here. Right now I'm not sure if this pen is too thick, so I'm going to go away with it for a while. Looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Sometimes when you do it thinner, you don't get the detail. I wanted to tell you a story. This truly happened to me. I was on YouTube and I was looking at these videos of orbs. And I thought to myself, I never get orbs in my pictures, and these people are just full of it. And one day, I was out photographing my garden, and I took my camera in and downloaded the pictures on my Mac. Lo and behold, there was a 2-foot-tall pair of orbs in my yard. I was stunned. And I happen to know a lady who believes in those kinds of things. So I told her about what happened, showed her the picture, I emailed it to her, and she says, "Those are watchers." And I asked her, "What is a watcher?" She said, "Well, you watch and see," which wasn't very helpful. Pretty funny. And I started taking pictures in the dark of my garden, and there were orbs, but then there was something else sitting on a limb. I zoomed in, and it was a fairy. So I no longer question they exist, and I now get fairies. If I go out in my garden, I'll tell you how to do this. Go out in your garden with your camera, set it on flash, and you'll get orbs, and the fairies kind of look like moths, maybe, but when you go to blow them up, they're definitely fairies. So here we go. So I just want you to know that about the time you poo-poo something, something in life comes around and proves you wrong. Remember my story about when I thought magic died? And I saw Fairy in the Woods? Well, I saw Fairy in the Woods when I was little, and I forgot all about it until I started taking pictures in my garden. I went, oh my God. So take your little camera, set it on night time, and turn your flash on. And what happens is the flash actually catches the orbs and also the fairies. Because you're doing this in the dark, they need something to bring them out. So that's a kind of a fun thing to do. When I draw a fairy, because a lot of people don't believe they exist, I can get away with cartooning them. And again, I don't have to worry about being a really, you know, I don't need to be real thorough and detailed. I can just cartoon it. Okay. Now again, I started this out with pencil because for me, I just can't do it spontaneously off my head. I have to kind of think about what I want to do. Give her a little bit of background, so it makes her more three-dimensional. Now this is understood that there is a stick figure line here, so I'm following my pencil line, and I just put the legs in. Remember, I put some meat on them, and I make the toes, you know, like a ballerina, pointy toes, because she is flying through the air and doesn't need to rest her feet on anything. Now when I was drawing my stick figures, I just sort of laid in the plants, the flowers that she was going to do. I didn't know where, but I kind of did one line here, another line here, another line here, another one, and then I did one going behind. Remember about going behind? Fun thing to do. It's the absence of a line that makes it go behind. And then I brought this up and I give it a little wisp because it's just my style. And I come down. I don't think I'm in there. I'm not. I'm sorry. Then I follow the line. There's your aura. Zendoodle. Okay. So I know I'm going to come down and do an aura here. So, so you see how I did that? Yeah. Okay. Fill that in so it looks like it's behind there. And then I did a little center. And remember, north, south, east, west, and anything in between, right? Then you come up behind. Could actually do that. Gets a little off and it's not accurate. Don't worry about it. Fake it till you make it. Okay. See how quickly this goes when you do it in pencil? Because you're more confident. You know where you want to lay your lines down. Now some people can whip it off the top of their heads. I don't think I'm wired that way. And you have to know your limits. What your brain will do for you and what it won't. If you see somebody just whipping it out, it might not be an ability you have. And so take that into consideration. It's definitely not mine. And I've been doing art since I could pick up a pencil. I'm going to do this little flower, but I'm going to kind of shape it like this, more of an oval, because I want to lend interest to this composition by making these back petals shorter to make you think that the flower is laying flat. Now that again is a principle of foreshortening. That's a video I've talked about. And you see how interesting that is? They're different. It just is different from the other ones. On the other side of the angel, I have two flowers and a continuation of this. I also thought I would go in here and I would just show the flow of the gown. There. She's cute. Again, north, south, east, and west, and anything in between, right? An absence of a line is something that is behind. There we go. Now this one here, because it's flat again too, I've made this oval flat. And I give that a little bit of oomph, a little bit of oomph, a little bit of oomph. I don't want it wilted. See, my trees are bouncing on the painting. It's late afternoon here. I better bring this up where you can see it. You see I did a verb. I just went, woo! And then I went off over here. Maybe I went like this. It makes it look like they're blowing in the breeze. I'll come back in and put some, okay. You notice I'm just giving this a swirl swirl. Almost like flames. Except I'm going to go up behind here. Make that a little bit bigger. There you go. See? This did not take me long to do, as you can see. And this design could be one of my card designs for the galleries. It could develop into anything. Like I said, I don't get rid of my bad art, or any art for that matter, because I don't know how that's going to end up. I think I'll go bring this down and show you. This I didn't draw anything on, but I'm noticing that it's got kind of gaposis going on there. I'm not much on gaposis. I like unity in a design. Now, who knows what these flowers are, but there it is. There's a little fairy. And you could save that much for a greeting card, because it suggests a lot. I did forget to put a stem in here. She needs a little stem. And then one here. I better go down here and show you. One here that I left out. Just blend her in, just like that. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to my studio. And try out that thing with your camera. You can do it on your cell phone. I hope the flashes are brighter than they were a few years ago, because the brighter the flash, the better the image you'll get. Until next time, thank you for dropping by, and I'll talk to you later.